I'll be right back. Something's not working with the chat box. Let me close the chat box, see if that makes a difference. No. Oh, there we go. We have a chat box. Woo! I can now see if anybody starts chatting with me. First day back from a vacation. That's right, John. I hadn't been talking yet. I was trying to figure out my tech. Welcome into the new and improved, rearranged Smithy. You'll see it's a different view. Hey, Alexis. It's a different view of things. I have more room in here to work in now. And I honestly don't know how that happened, except that by moving things around, I basically used about, I don't know, 4 feet squared of space is now being used in a better way than it was before. It was just not being used properly. So let's show you how that happened. Instead of having the forge in that corner, it's now in that corner. To make that happen, we took the workbench, the tool bench, and slid it all over that way. And now I have room in that corner. Let's see if I can turn it around to even show you. Actually, let's do it the easier way. We'll go to this camera. This camera moves around a lot easier. Of course, it moves around a lot easier and works better when it thinks it's on instead of going into power save mode. So let's do that. And then that. All right. Good. Now, let's go ahead and good. And finally, we can do this pan around to the smithy. For those who follow me on Instagram or Facebook, they already know this was happening. So this isn't complete news to them. But yeah, the holiday break wasn't spent doing nothing in the smithy. It just wasn't spent showing you all what I was doing. It wasn't forging either. Oh, come on, silly button. There we go. So, the forge used to be in that corner. Now, it's cleared out in such a way, you know, except for the fact that it doesn't seem like it yet, but it is, that I can drop a post where this was being stashed for the moment, out of view. I can drop a post right here, that's or even nailed to this, but this is a soft wood, so I'm not so sure I want to nail to it or not. But anyway, a post right here that I then can attach the treadle hammer kit to. And then I was able to move the stump that'll be the anvil that'll be used as my striking, you know, my treadle anvil, into its appropriate place for that, and move the forge that was in that corner over there instead by sliding the workbench over and be nearly up against the building, but still out of under the rain. And then we bring it back around, and the rest of it is pretty much the way it was before. We have the favorite view that everybody loves, the vise and quench tank right here, and the place where the work's getting done right here. Now we got that back in view again. We can get some things out of the way. There we go. I was trying to figure out where I'm going to put my light because I didn't get that straightened out by the end of moving things around. I didn't get back out here to do a test, lighting and lighting and so forth. So I've got to figure that out but today you'll just get to see me standing by the forge in the dark. We'll call it mood lighting. Hey, Adam. Thanks for jumping in here. Hey, Rob, Kevin. Thank you, Kevin. Yeah, I hope no hope. I know this is going to definitely work out better for me in the long run. About the only thing I might have to shift at all is where I've got the computer and power currently staged, just to make sure it doesn't get hit by the treadle hammer. But it's ready, so we'll go ahead and while I get the wrong one. There we go. While I get mood lighting. You don't have to see my ugly face all that much then, because there's just not enough light to see it by. Yeah, I also trimmed. I decided I don't need to have the full Santa going on. So how's everybody's holiday? I know that Kevin had the pleasure of hanging out with the grand monkeys. Hey, Ben. Welcome to the show. The new Smithy arrangement. Turn my mic down just a hair. We got rain, rain, rain. Hey, Auntie. Love you. Before you wander away and you don't get to hear it. I was just asking everybody how their holidays were. Nothing's started up yet. I do have a railroad spike in the fire already. Need to grab the tongs for that. I'm going to make a steak turner. Never made one. I've only seen them done. Had one given to me by Thomas. Steak flipper. Let's take a look at see what the state of that metal is at this point. It's been sitting in the barely warm coals. Barely as in it can burn me still, but not enough to get the metal hot. Yeah, it's not even close. All right. Grab a hammer, because I'll definitely be needing that. Have to get used to the flow of the new shop. The Smithy doesn't quite feel the same. It's almost all in the right place. It's like off by one error. All right. You guys don't get to hear anything the way this thing clamps down on noise, just my voice. I don't know if I like that. I'm going to do something about that. Filters, noise suppression. Noise suppression is fine. Yeah. I guess there's either noise suppression and you don't get to hear the ding ding, or there's no noise suppression. Happy New Year, Daniel. Oh, a 144p. Ow. Worked and dealt with rain. Well, I took the week off and dealt with rain, so almost the same. There's no such thing as not working around an active. What did I do? There's no such thing as not working around an active farm. So, yep, Thomas made me a steak flipper in return for the bottle opener I made him. And no, Ben, I never made one. Yep, a rail spike turner. Just like, I mean, I won't say it's just like the one he made me. He actually customized it for me and stuff. But I figure I'm patterning it after my memory of his and what I've seen other people do. Ah, you got a bottle opener. Okay. All right. I'm going to have to stand over here and turn the crank a bit, or else the metal's just never going to get hot. Yeah, that's a good point. I'll have to remember that because I know who I want this one to go to. I'm not going to say. It's not anybody that's currently in the channel, but I don't know if he doesn't watch this after the live stream. And I can't remember if he's left or right-handed, so I'll have to double check that. All right, we got fire. Can anybody see it besides me? There we go. We still don't have a fire cam. I still don't have a replacement HDMI cable that works. At this point, I'm not sure if it's the HDMI cable or if it's the camera that's the problem. That's got me annoyed because I had them change out the cable for me and it still didn't work. I'm reaching out to them to verify that it should work with my camera. If it should, then I have a suspicion that when it fell, something didn't go right on the inside of that camera that when it broke the HDMI cable. And that would be a damn shame because otherwise the camera works great. But it is what it is. All right, we're getting there. Forge is now hot enough to actually forge with. Let's go ahead and scoop some coal in there. I've got a lot of coke in the forge right now. And I know it's going to need to be coked. The coal's going to have to be coked up in a little bit. And only the coal will be coked up. I'm not rich enough to do anything more than that. Yep, there we go. Nice wet coal. The best part about the way we moved it all around is I didn't have to empty out the quench tank. Uh-oh. Are you left-handed, Ben? Or is that the one that you're a little short on? I know you're short-handed for sure. How do you make it to be ambidextrous, Daniel? Just for the record. Okay, Kevin. Yep, making out a railroad spike. Hey, Caitlin. Hey, Jurgen. Happy New Year. Yeah, I've had a bad case of CRS the majority of my life at this point. Hey everybody, meet Caitlin. Caitlin, meet everybody. Caitlin's a dear friend of mine who apparently didn't know that I did these live streams until yesterday. She and met her in where I learned how to blacksmith with a group of wonderful people who do Renaissance reenactment, and all because of my beautiful wife. We're getting somewhere. I'm starting to see that railroad spike looking the right color. Rain's coming down hard now. It's a shame you guys can't hear it unless I'm talking. Heat, beat, repeat. Yep, yep, yep. It's a chilly morning, but for some reason I'm not feeling as cold as I did that other time when it wasn't even freezing yet. Or when it was freezing. Yeah, when it was freezing. 37 degrees this morning. I think it's about the same temperature as it was before. But this morning I can deal with it. Real deluge coming down now. All right, the forge is really coming up to temp now. It's time to start moving the metal. We'll switch over to the anvil. Oh my God, that was a wall of text. Yeah, it's a wall of text that should have gotten bumped. Yeah, I knew a couple other folks that used to blacksmith on YouTube. Haven't watched that. Haven't been able to watch them in a while. All right. Looks hotter than it is because, it's dark in here. But we're going to put this out a bit in here. We'll end up doing it again on the other side. Actually, I don't need to thin it out too much up high because it's already thinner there for some reason. Come on, slot in. There we go. I'm going to end up having to adjust my tongs. They got hot and they wanted to spread apart. There we go. back into the fire. Heat, beat, repeat. Morning, Thomas. Yeah, look at all these things that were said. Humidity's up, makes me feel warmer. I got it. Speargrass is a lot of fun to watch. I will admit that. I watched his stuff every time something new came out. If you're talking about the one where he had to weld the steel on top, I'm curious about that too. How is it, Adam? Oh, yeah, Thomas, warning, we were talking about you. Awesome. If you're on one of the other live stream sources, so just for the folks who are just joining me for the first time here or don't join all that often, the principal place where most of the folks come to chat is YouTube. Obviously, I also do Facebook live streams because I have family and friends on there that wanted to follow me. Same with LinkedIn. I'm over on Twitch because I got one family member that refuses to be on anything else. But that's why I put the chat in the live stream. So apologies for the folks who had to see that wall of text pop up in there. Feel free to ignore it. It has nothing to do with anything going on here. All right. Good and hot. Back over to the anvil. Let's use the side that actually is the fuller. And that's about where I need it to be. And then I can start thinning out the rest of it. Hard to control the thing when it wants to jump out of your tongs. Don't hit the camera, Jack. Might have to move the camera back. Let's see if I need to thin the handle down any further than that before I'm done. I might. Let's heat it up again, though. Take out the fullering marks. Oh, yeah, absolutely, Thomas. Plug away. Need a tool, make a tool. Improvise and adapt. Keep me distracted. Tech savvy. I grew up with tech, Ben, and I wasn't one of the ones that ignored it. So that's why. It also means that I probably relate better with folks 20 years my junior than I do my age and 20 years my senior. Ah, Jürgen Doppelganger just joined. My shields are weakening. All right, I'm going to do this. Let's go here. We're going to go to the filters because I want this experience to be shared. Let's try this and see. Suppression level. Oh, look at that. Listen to that rain. There we go. You can hear stuff now. Let's see how bad it is when I hit the anvil. I can actually make myself louder now. Very good. Well, let's try one more thing. Wait till you guys see this. This is fun. I mean, other than the fact that when I hit the camera, I apparently knocked the focus out. There we go. Let me see if I can get the camera less likely to be hit by my hammer blows. Oh, looking down on the world. All right, there's the fun part. My wife and I tripped over that, I don't know when, during the Christmas holiday season. And I was like, oh, I need that. It has big magnets, number one. And number two, this is the best part. I'll show it to you in a second. Zoom out. I need another can now, but look, I can, I have a place now where I can quench my punches as I'm working. I mean, the plastic's going to melt over time, but that's pretty cool to me. What can I say? All right, let's get back over here where the work's happening. Focus. The whole audience yells. All right. Let's make something hot and hit it. Oh, Caitlin can get along with pretty much everybody. She's an amazing person, as long as you're not an asshole, of course. All right, scrolling back. Compensate with a steak flipper. That sounds like a fair exchange to me. Disability. Yeah, there you go, Adam. I know how to read a clock with hands. I even know how to set the time on the VCR. Yes, it is rainy. Thanks, Kevin. Getting all the likes. My doppelganger, Kevin. Yeah, we haven't kicked you out yet, but that's because We don't pick on the mentally or physically handicapped, except while we're chatting, of course. Then we pick on them mercilessly. But only one particular mentally or physically handicapped, because we all know he's not actually. He just plays one on TV. Here we go, hide that piece of charcoal deeper down so it can do its job. Working with coal today, Caitlin. But I always start my forge with charcoal, because the coal can go out when I get to be talking too much instead of actually turning the crank. Charcoal won't do that. And the reason I go with the coal is it just lasts a lot longer than the charcoal did. Because, well, you know, the charcoal won't go out. So when I'm busy just staring at the live streams chat, because, you know, I enjoy the camaraderie and conversation, even with Ben, I'm just a lonely old man in the Pacific Northwest. What can I say? Caitlin won't come visit me. Two hooks on the end. Oh, that's neat. Yeah, and double hook it. You'll come over and cuddle, Ben? Oh, that's sweet. I've got a spot for you under the porch. Okay, you're making the same mistake I made, Caitlin, when I looked at the map of Florida. We are many hours away from the glacier, so there's that. But that shouldn't let you, shouldn't stop you. When I say that mistake about looking at the map of Florida, that was when I was a kid trying to decide how far away I could move from my parents. I had a problem. Nobody understood me. Nobody still, well, maybe one or two people now do. All right. And I was and I looked at Indiana, and we were, not the very south of Indiana, but pretty south in Indiana, to Chicago. And then I looked Fort Walton Beach to Daytona, and having no context as to anything regarding what Daytona was party-wise or anything like that, I chose Chicago. Big dummy. Oh, come on. These tongs are now not what I need them to be, because I had them in the fire. Now I got to figure out how I'm going to... Oh, I know how. Do. Maybe. Got this great thing called a vise that I never use till Jurgen reminds me that I have it. see if that was enough. Not quite. Close. Let's heat it back up again and hit it again, because the tongs are no longer holding on to the spike. Doesn't do me any good whatsoever if I can't actually pick up the freaking material. Get back in there. Let's see if I can burn up a railroad spike. That'd be fun. Wait a minute, something's happened. Oh, poor old man. Don't trust him? Okay. Shoebox. Emo Bat Jack. Ah, see, you didn't tell me about a forge last time I came that way. Oh. Somebody picked a poor place to put a forge. It's a hard place to be, or a hard place to get to. Which is it? All right. Having no fun right now in the forge, and that's not the way this is supposed to work. Let me fish out the spike so I can actually continue doing something with it. We'll turn it around, use a different pair of tongs. These tongs were kind of getting in the way for the moment anyway. All right, we'll go with that. In the meantime, now I can bury the tongs in where the heat is hot. The coals are hot, sorry. All right. You might hear her bray occasionally. She's literally on the other side of this, because it's coming down good. I know she's back inside her, what's it called? It's not a barn, but close enough. Hot and a bit out of the way. All right, now have the fire in too far into the fire. All right, we're getting there. The other reason I rearranged everything in here is I'm thinking about going ahead and buying a Vibor forge. Not the one everybody's reviewing, though. The one that's slightly bigger and like a rounded triangle shape openings. I like the steel fittings better. All right, that's better. Now let's see if I can get these where they can actually do some good. Whew, that's hot. Let's quench those handles. Because, yeah, that's too hot to hold. There we go. That's better. Now I can quench the tongs and it should be able to hold things again. They were bent out in such a way that they were not being able to get a good, three-point of contact on that tong. I mean, not on the tong, on the spike. The spike head, which was going to make it impossible for me to hold on to it and continue working the flipper end. I'll go ahead and finish up the fitting of the handle end. And from watching somebody else on this, I realized thinning the handle end isn't a bad thing specifically because I'm going to go twist it. And when you twist it, you now have an object that has the dimensions, the diameter of square vertex to square vertex. It may get a little bit smaller, but not by a whole lot. And so thinning it out a little bit allows you to have a little more material to work with while having a handle that hasn't really lost anything to speak of from the original size of the flat diagonal vertex to diagonal vertex versus flat vertex to flat vertex. Who'd have thunk I'd actually be using geometry in real life? All right. Over here. Go ahead and start smoothing this stuff out. So I missed it probably. Thomas, did you go ahead and say what you needed, what you was wanting to what's the word? Hit the ground. It got low. All right. Enjoy your beverage of choice. A little bit of thinning I think I can do right in here, just to make it so that it transitions nicely. Not a lot though. That's kind of hard to do without hitting the head, so I've got to be real careful about that. Let's see what I can do. My tool rest is bent. I don't know when that happened. Easy fix. It's made of metal, I can fix it. All right. I'll let you guys chat amongst yourselves for a bit while I pay more attention to what I'm supposed to be doing here for you, which is demonstrating some blacksmithing abilities. Everybody in this channel, I think, has blacksmithing abilities, though. Some just haven't exercised them. That's just my general opinion on that matter. Biggest blacksmithing ability is the willingness to learn. Listen and learn. All right. I got it hot. Let's hit it. This. There we go. Get that transition as clean as I can get it. Try not to hit the part I don't want to move. Looking good. At least don't hit it a lot. I'm going to end up having to heat it up to get a little bit of a twist I see in the head out of there. But otherwise, I'm pretty happy with it. Let's see if I'm actually looking at the right thing. There we go. You can see that. It's leaning off to my left a little bit. But otherwise, I'm happy with it. I think I'll thin it out just a little bit in this direction, so that way it's more square. Right now I don't think it's square. I can verify that. I was watching, trying to remember who it was. I think his channel's name is DF in the shop, and he's got something I'm going to steal. And that is something that, it's a ruler that clips over the side of the anvil. I've got to sit down, look at it again, draw it, so that I can then reproduce it. But it was cool. The battery drained my... No, it just wasn't sitting in there well. That's okay. All right. Switch to millimeters. Zero it out. Measure. How off of square am I? $14, almost 15. And that's definitely not 15. That's 16 and a half. Down here, 14 and a half. And 12 and a half. So yeah, we've got some thinning out to do in this direction all the way up here. And then, with it square, my theory, my stated belief will be correct that when I twist it, we'll have something that's roundish in a pleasant way. Back into the fire. Come on. There we go. Nestle it into the hot coals. There we go. All snug in its bed of hot coals. What have you guys been talking about over here? The plug, yeah, the plug from Thomas. I didn't hear a plug from Thomas. That was it. Skinwalker. Eggs are sides for bacon. Bacon. I've had a stomach bug for the last few days though, so no bacon for right now. I always wondered what the heck a Billabong was. I thought it was just a brand name. So now is everything too noisy? We have the sounds of smithing again, though, at least. I didn't realize it had cut out so much of the sounds. It basically said if it wasn't a voice, don't put it on the audio track. That was interesting. I'll have to scroll back and look at the chat and see what Thomas plugged. I don't recall seeing it, but if that was all he wanted to do, he got it done. Despite what some might expect, I don't often look at my own live streams. So and back on the ground again. All right. It's hard to hold on to this little thing. Let's flip it around. Maybe I can hold on to it better that way. All right, needs to be made hot again. That's what happens when you forge in 30-odd degree weather. Things get cold fast. And the biggest reason I've been thinking about getting the Vevor is specifically for winter work and for production work. Like the rebar stakes that I made last year at the end of the year. I'd be much more productive and capable of making those if I didn't have to stand here and turn the crank to heat a piece. And that's where the propane forge would come in handy. We found out I could buy something like 10 rebar stakes. Now we got them in here, but I could buy 10 of them for like $18. And so that's what we did, just to see what they would be, what quality they would be, etc. And it turns out they're not as heavy a grade of rebar as I was using. We'll see if turns out to be a problem or not, but otherwise they're in good condition. They're properly shaped. I might have to open the hook part a little bit more to go around the steel tubing that I've got to go around. But I know a guy that can do that for me. That'd be me. All right. Let's see if we can smooth this out. Smooth out all those divots I made. May have gotten a bit too aggressive there. It may be too thin now, but that's something that I can deal with. Let's measure it and find out. It looks like it's now wider this way than it is this way. I now know that this caliper I bought myself is way bigger than I ever need. Shouldn't have bought one so big, but it is what it is. 12.3. Yep. 13.4. So I'm a whole millimeter wider than I need to be. Not a big deal. 13.7. 14.2, that's close enough almost. 13, 14. I could thin this just a little bit in here and then start smashing it down from this side to push, upset some material back into it using the flat die. All right, back into the fire. This is way more complicated than it needs to be. Taking way more time than it should take. But I'm having fun, having a conversation and fooling around at the anvil. First time this year. Oh, you have your own channel. Is that what you were trying to get out there? Got it. I'll make sure that we'll get in there and sub, of course. Oh, Alexis. Now I got to scroll back and see what it was you should have said or not said. Yeah, Thomas, go ahead and drop a link in here. I don't think I block links, at least not from subscribers. If I do, then I'll get the link and then I'll make sure it's put back in there again. I don't know if I mentioned it to y'all, but towards the end of last year, y'all got me up to 100 subscribers. So, thank you. I don't know that I'm going for anything with this channel other than be able to share, you know, the fun of doing this. I do think I'm going to try and find a way to create content other than live streams, just because not everybody has time to watch a live stream. All right, let's hit the ground. One of these days I'll learn how to use tongs. we go. I think that's got it. All right. We'll go ahead and get it hot again. I follow Thomas on Instagram too. Well, it's not in that part of the street. So I thought it would have still been right here where I could see it. Because I see all the things that shouldn't be published. Hey, ominous orange oil. So I got one of my Twitch folks on here. I think it's Greg. But they like to use their funny little names. It makes it impossible to know who's who. I don't see a link. So maybe post something up on Insta and with your YouTube link. Upside down people are funny. That's what Adam says about us all the time, Ben. Don't get him started. All right, I'm going to take the moment then. Let me see if I can find it real quick, Thomas, and I'll post the link. Different screen. We'll go and use, we're going to use Safari for this. I don't want the bloat of We'll go ahead and switch screens so you can watch me staring intently at the screen. YouTube. Sign in. And we'll go to there. Copy-loppily. Paste that in there. Sign in. Check my device. Oh my gosh, so much pain in the... We'll go here. I could have done it easier there, but I can't copy paste as easily there, maybe. Let's go here. All this security. All right, that's it. I give up. We're going back this way. Yes, it's me. That's why. We're going to go here. Thomas. Hey, look at that. Thomas Goodenboot. He's getting featured all over Christ-Centered Ironworks. Let's see if I can find his own forge. Let's go to watch, no, live, no, 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 no. Well, finding your channel is kind of challenging there, Thomas. Do this. Message me on Instagram with the URL, and I will copy and paste it over. Maybe you've already done that. Let's see. Nope. Nope. Let's go ahead and leave that mess. And let's go back over here and see if I can get it this way. Resend it. See if I can find it this way. Thomas Goodenboot. No, all I'm getting when I search for Thomas Goodenboot is Bar Run Forge. I guess you must have done some fun there. Oh, bottle opener, got it. And Christ-Centered Ironworks. I'm not finding your channel, so I don't mind. I don't mind at all. If I knew how to make people admins, I would have done that already. Kevin gets on here so often. I mean, he might as well be an admin. All right. Back to the show already in progress. Oh, you sent me an Instagram message. Now there's how this will get done. We'll go into Insta. There's a message. We'll go copy. We'll go over here. We'll go paste. Oh, you dumbass Mac. Paste. Copy. First thing I'll do, I know what I'll do first. Let's do this first. We're going to go to here. We're going to go here, here, before I even try to paste it in. We're going to go here, and we're going to go subscribed. There you go. Then we're going to go here, join my own freaking live stream. That would be fun. Let's see if that's even possible. View channel. Is this my current live stream? Yeah. View channel. Is this my current live stream? Yeah. View channel. Done. And now a word from our sponsor. You can pay me later, Thomas. Oh my God! I don't normally watch Troy's live streams, and it's for simple reason. Their interests deviate from mine quite a bit. The latest live stream, it was talking about sports ball and favorite names in the Bible, and I'm just not there for that. But I'm glad I stuck around for that live stream because that was the best. And if anybody here doesn't know what I'm talking about, go watch Bar Run Forge's last live stream. And, you know, whether you care about sports ball or Bible talk or not, stick it out because it's worth it. I need a box of that just sitting in the background here at all times so that it's, you know, right here. Sitting up on here. Yeah, that would be perfect. I would just move this out of the way so it could be seen real well. It would be sitting right on top of my flux container with the flux spoon. You know, a box of that would be awesome. Subbed twice. Nice, gents. My flux capacity. See, yeah, that'd be great. I need that sticker. I even have the box still sitting here, weathered and aged. Yep, make some content, Thomas. That'll be awesome. I think you know how to do that. You might have some training. Oof. Yep, that was a little kiss right on the pinky finger as it jumped out of my tongs again. All right, back to the anvil. All I need to do is push some of that material back towards center. Yeah, that's looking good. I probably need to clean out my forge. I couldn't do it today because the bucket I normally clean it out into, I forgot that I had put garbage into and left sitting by my garage where when I got there, discovered that the garbage cans had already been taken to the curb. And they've been there since, yeah, last Thursday. So I might be needing to get it back over here now. And that looks pretty good. I just eyeballing it, that looks pretty good. Give it another couple of quick whacks there. All right, so much fussing for something that's not all that important, but it is now done. Now we'll go to the part that is important. Let me see. I think that actually needs to be out to here. So I'm going to go ahead and bring that square out to there. We'll flip it around though and use a pair of tongs purpose built for it. That was readily adjusted, or said recently adjusted for the purpose. So I can stop being frustrated by tongs jumping out of my hands. Ah, hi Rosie. You came out of your little place, huh? Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to Rosie, the star, the actual star of the show. She's like, if you're going to put me in the spotlight, least you could do is, you know, focus, apply some focus. All right, let's see if I can turn that this way so I can see what I'm doing. There we go. Hey, look at that. Too far? That's about right. All right. Leave that sit there. Put this back over here. There it is. That's right. Thomas is, I mean, Thomas may be too busy to be his own hand model. Thomas, as long as you outperform me, you'll be all right. You've already got a head start in that you're on one of the most popular YouTube channels on the internet. So. And according to popular opinion, that YouTuber is not nearly as popular as you are. So, or likable. Sorry, likable. Not nearly as likable as you are. No, Rosie wandered off. She realized she wasn't coming in here. Kenny be your hand model. Nice. All right. Child labor laws don't apply if A, they're family, and B, you don't pay them. Otherwise, yeah, you're gonna have to schedule in the, you know, quarter-hour break and half-hour lunch break. All right, back over here. It's funny. This is a project that should have been done by now. All right, that's much better. That's got enough distance now that being a handle makes sense. Let's not lay it right on my hand. That could hurt. Just a little bit. Now the rest of this has to get drawn out as well. So it doesn't matter if I go too far. That's the problem with going over the edge instead of over the bick. It can be too aggressive. All right. And it's black, of course. We know I shouldn't be still forging on it, but nobody said I was smart. When I get impatient, anyway. All right, what do I want to do about this next? I think I'm going to go ahead and continue drawing out the rest of it. And I will go ahead and move over to the bick for that, just so I can have a little more control over what's going on. So, let us do this. Rearrange the... Oh, silly. I need this one. Yeah. To the bick. Good place for it. All right. Yep. If the kids unionize. Yeah, we're dead. That's why I'm switching to it now. Everybody's telling me the same thing. I heard, I didn't hear you actually, but yeah, it's happening. All right, we're going to go to there right now. Yep. We're going to grab the tongs that I left over there. This Smithy might be too big now. I might have to pull the anvil closer to me. That won't be awful. I pushed it all out just so that I would actually have the more room, but now I'm not so sure I want it. Yeah, Alexis by name. That's Alexis is Transcendental Artist Studio, in case you didn't know. Yeah, doppelganger Alexis. That's right. Don't want to draw on the flat face. You'll be pushing in all directions too much. Not good enough. The biggest thing about drawing on the over the edge, and I've got good rounded edges for it, is if you're, you know, inexperienced like I am, it is easy to, you know, put too much force behind your hammer blows and create a very unsmooth transition. So at this point, we're going to go to the horn just to make this a little bit by doing it over the horn. It's going to take me a little longer, but it's easier to smooth out the lumpity bumpities that I create. So and maybe in the long run it won't take me longer, considering how long it just took me to get the other part done. But definitely gave me a good workout. My heart is saying so. And I did use the rounding side of my hammer. Yeah, if I had a power hammer, that would be really nice. Yeah, I have to pay attention. I haven't been paying attention as to whether it's been rocking. I suspect it has. I could put some outriggers on my stump to prevent that if it is. There we go. I think the forge just needs a good clean out, that it's not blowing air as well as it should. All right. Yep. It's pretty stable, but it definitely could be better. You can see it's rocking the whole anvil. Back into the fire. Yeah, I mean, it definitely has taken a while for me to get the damn thing set up, that's for sure. It currently is a kit. Yeah, in my free time, we're going to sink a post and cut with concrete, and then we'll be set to go. So now it's don't use the horn, don't use the horn. And it's, yeah, they got it right, Thomas. I have a treadle hammer kit. I was showing everybody when I started the live stream. I did do, let me take that moment to do that again because it was a worthwhile thing to do. I did, let's pull back here. Let's pull this off. Let's go point. For those who are late joiners, better late than never. But this corner is where the forge used to be. Now, as I move around, you'll see there's a anvil there. Yes, the computer's in the way at the moment, but there's an anvil there because that anvil, as I will demonstrate right now, is staged. Having moved the forge out of that corner, the anvil is where, let's move this in a place where it's not in so many people's ways to see this. There we go. It's placed right here, so I can sink a post right here and have my treadle hammer kit installed here. When I say installed, I mean I will install it here. So that is the point of all of this, was to make it so that I'm ready to get that set up. It's been too cold and wet to want to think about doing too much out here, but that much was done. Moved the forge over into that corner by moving the bench that was pushed up against the wall on that corner that away. And so all my tools and my other forge are over there, the forge that started this live stream. And then the one thing that's still where it's always been is everybody's favorite view, the quench tank and vise. So that's where we are with all this. And I'm thinking if I just move this all over in by, I don't know, 1.5 feet, I'll be happier for having done so. It's something I'll work on doing after the live stream. So Good enough. I'm going to still keep hitting it over this because it's not shifting enough, and it's actually moving the material pretty quickly. But I do need to put the little rubber finger substitute on my camera, or else it will shut off again. There we go. All right. Hey, Eric. Go ahead and pull my computer back closer to me so I can see from across the room. Do, 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 do. Device. All right, set that out of the way. Let's get the heat going again. How many post-leg vices does one need? One more than the one you have, right? Yeah, our winter here has been real light. I mean, it's been good. It's been basically what I remember when I first moved here, in that lots and lots of rain. Frost every now and then. I understand we're going to have snow for the first time towards the end of the week this week. All right. Whew. That'll test a guy's heart. Did somebody, what? Ah, that's very cool, John. Let's see if my heart's ready for me to start smacking it again. I get a momentary reprieve. Could use just a little more heat. All right. It's hot. Time to hit it. Okay, the one thing I know for sure, I am not the machine I have seen others be with a hammer. Whew. Whew. Put that one down. Back into the fire. Let's get it a little straighter, just so it's easier to deal with getting it in the fire. Give my heart a rest for a second there. What's winter? Six inches long leg. Is that meaning that they accidentally broke it off or put it to a different use? That's a short leg. Either that, or it's really, really heavy, and it's, when you say 6-inch leg, you mean what's remaining after the pivot point. And that's massive. That's a good question, Adam. I wonder if that's Latin, if the word vice is strictly a Latin phrase, and it's unrelated, is what I mean, or if it is indeed a related term. Snow makes you money. All right. That's the 5-minute mark, reminding me that the show is almost over. I told my wife I would become more consistent about ending the show. About the only way I become consistent is if you make me schedule everything. I used to become, you know, executively capable instead of dysfunctional. I used to be very rigid in pretty much every way, and I'm so much happier now that I'm not, but I'm sure everybody else around me is a little less happy for my executive dysfunction. At the same time, they definitely wouldn't have liked me the way I was, so I think you just live with whatever the situation is the best one you can live with. All right. It is again hot. Thus we hit it. Flip it around, there we go. This is the times when having a camera person here would be nice. You can't see the smoothing I'm doing because I don't have time to move the camera. Before it gets cold. All right, that is the effort for this today. There's a little twist in it, but that's not a problem. I end up twisting this when I'm done anyway. And onto the floor. I'll have to grab Thomas's and bring it out here next week because I am now to rough form and it's time to get to final form. That took way longer than it should have. I don't think it took Thomas 2 hours to get this far, but it's my first time, and I'm out of shape, man. So, it looks pretty good. It's not too twisted. All right. We're going to leave it at that. We'll get it off the floor one more time. Put it on the anvil. Draw back on the camera so it's in full view. Let's see if I can actually understand how the camera works. Hey, look at that. Good stuff. I think I'm going to switch to a lighter hammer next week to finish this. Oh. Greg didn't say it's not what's winter because he's in Florida, and that's where that's where I moved from. So I know exactly why. Be the machine. Imagine the machine. Think like a machine. Become the machine. Visse. Back and forth. Interesting. Vitus. Then the Old French shortened it to vis. And finally, Middle English made it vice. It meant screw at the time, as in vice you. Negative 18 Celsius. Yuck. A shorter anvil. It's not done yet. I know, John. That's why I have multiple live streams, not just one and be done. Yeah, that's what I'm not looking forward to. It's not the snow that I'm worried about. It's the fact that you go from all this rain to freezing enough to have snow. It's going to be frozen roads, and I don't want anybody on it that I know. "30 to 45 minutes. Stop getting old, Jack." Yeah. Well, it's not only that I'm getting old, Ben. It's that I don't do anything physically except on the weekends. You know, and you know, once or twice a month cleaning animal pens. I got a good patina. Thanks, Thomas. All right, folks. It's been a blast. I enjoyed every minute of it, and I'm glad to have this be the way I start, you know, my live stream New Year. It's been fun. So I say we all should get back here and do it again next week. What do you think? Until then, I'll switch over to this. There we go. Until then, love and light.